live here today at Wallerfield. Once again, it is going to be the Formula Micro feature. There's quite a few cars here. Um, Again, this is just one of the small tracks on the schedule. And it's the first time the Micros are going to be on a road course since S&GP, so it's quite pleasant to see them back here. Of course, you're going to hear me saying that a lot throughout the next weekend, too. This is the last race of this weekend. It's going to be a 40-lap race, kind of between, I think it's 6 or 7 drivers. And mathematically, it's possible for the battle for third to stick around. We're going to top our tail now. I don't do double points. You get what you get. This is not the last race of the season. There's one more race after this weekend. Alright, so we're going to do one lap around. We're going to do technically 2 laps. So I'm going to go around. I'm going to pull off into the pit lane. I'll go back out here. You guys are going to hold pace. Pace speed's going to be 60 miles an hour. Once you hit the hairpin, we're going to go full speed on the next lap after this one. So let's go. Yellow on the racetrack. If somebody is not going, just pass them. It doesn't matter. Here's some experience of some mild lag issues. Hold your pace. Read myself. It appears this is a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car field. And green flag is out for Dale Ross and everyone else behind. 5 minutes period starting right now. And out of the first turn, we're going to clear the board. Excuse me. My throat was doing something funky there. Whole weekend of commentary will mess your voice up a little bit. And it looks like Twin Triple V6 so far goes top of the board. It's 28.779. Arisnet is picking up the pace here on Dale Ross and clears them out of the second turn. Now into the hairpin, and Arisnet will lead us off in the pack. She gets loose on her exit. Arisnet was purple on the first sector, goes top of the board, but not for long. Twin Triple V6 will take it right back. And here's Twin Triple V6 right on the wing of Dale Ross. Tenafis is out of his car. So it seems like Tenafis is either not racing or he's just watching. Or well, we'll figure out what he's up to. Arisnet gets loose off of the final turn. We got 3 wide onto the front stretch. I hope this is a reflection of what's coming up during the race. Dale Ross has pack lead. As we look at the timing board, it is still Twin Triple V6. Arisnet spins off of turn number 1. So does Dale. Dale loose. Arisnet is going to get by, but Aris gets loose. They recover. That's going to potentially allow Shuffle to capitalize on something. Shuffle's been out of all the classes this entire weekend. I talked about him earlier at the Mitz car race, that he was expected to be here, and he is. Currently on the board, goes to the top of the board. It's a 27.862. He's running up for pole position so far. Halfway done. Twin Triple V6 is the pack leader. He does not take over for the lead. Arisneta was purple in our second section, so clearly there is some space for drivers to improve. And Shuffles is around. He spins off of the tires off of the first turn, and he still holds pole position. But Arisneta here is cooking up a purple sector 1. Here she goes out onto the front stretch. She's closing in on twin turbo V6. Will she take pole away? She does not. She's got an inbound lap. But right there for pack lead on twin turbo V6. She's side by side through the S's, out of the S's into sector 2. And Twin will stay ahead of Arisneta. We're closing in with less than 2 minutes to go here in this 5-minute qualifying session. Neither of them will take the pole, so that was a very strong performance by Shuffle. Could probably, it's possible to improve, but I'm not sure how likely that's going to be. Only a couple hundred separating the two. Arisneta gets into a little bit of a slip aside off of turn number 3. And now making our way around the hairpin as there is about a minute, probably going to be about a minute 10 seconds once they pass the line. Might be space for 3 more laps here. Arisneta smacks the wall, but Twin is still leading us off. Twin Turbo V sits by the end of the lap. Beige is on an improved looking lap here. Is currently running 5th place on the standings. He goes a little bit wide there. Look at Beige, see how they do. And unfortunately for them, that lap was not valid. White flag in the air for Twin Turbo V6. There's one more lap to go around the racetrack. Arisneta wide, she hits the barrier. Her efforts are done. This is Twin's last opportunity to potentially take the pole away. He's going to have to give it his all if he wants that extra pole point. Of course, he's locked in the championship according to Shuffle's calculations. As he makes his way out of the final turn onto the front stretch. Twin Turbo V6 comes across the line, checkers her out for Twin. Does not go in fast enough. Everyone head to the pits. Everyone head to the pits. We're going to look at the board. There's a couple more cars make their way across the racetrack. That is Shuffles. They come across the line. No major improvements. Accrution comes off in 4th. And Beige will be off in 5th. So we have our 5-car field set for today. We're going to clear out the rest of the cars, reduce some of that lag. And in the meanwhile, if you have the following cars line up on the front stretch, not front stretch, following cars will line up behind me at the pit lane exit. It'll be Shuffle, Twin Turbo V6, Arisneta, Accrution, and Beige. Or Bay? Yeah. Anyways. It's pretty much guaranteed. Yeah. Gonna just work on clearing out the rest of the field. Make sure not to park your cars. Alright, so if you guys could turn your cars off, please. Would be appreciated. and for the first time in the championship, we will be playing the national anthem of the country of Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, before that, Shuffle, would you like a little interview, or do you want to get straight to it? Okay, let's just get straight. Let's get straight into that. All right. So this track here is situated in the country of Trinidad and Tobago. It's a very interesting little place, just northeast of Venezuela. And it's time for the most famous words of motorsports. It's gonna be Nico Outs here.
I'm supposed to talk.
Oh, you can't talk right now?
No, I'm supposed to.
Yes.
Am I supposed to say?
Yeah, we went over this earlier.
What, is that thing? Oh, okay. Everyone! Static cars, let we roll!
Time to start your engine, drivers. Let them run. Nice roaring sound of inline fours screaming to life. Let's get this one rolling. We got a 40 lap race. We're gonna have 3 pace laps. The cut limit for today is going to be 25 cuts. We're gonna have 40 laps to race. I'm in the wrong seat. Alright. Yellow flag's out. Go in the car, how did it go? Maintain their spot. The other one said they had to go to I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can the second lap around here. Lap racing to go. I'm going to pull in. Alright, maintain your spots, folks. So It's going to be a 5-car field to make the way around the S's up to the final turn. Remember not to overtake until you cross the start-finish line. Green flag. And it's a good start. Aerosnet closing in here. But so is Twin Triple V6. Twin Triple V6 onto the braking point. But Shuffles gets the exit. Aerosnet clearing off from Twin Triple V6. It is a 3-way battle for the lead, but Aerosnet is going to fall back. Crucian gets by and takes away the podium position. Meanwhile, for the lead, who's going to be by the end of the lap, it looks to go in favor of Shuffle. They make the way through the front straightaway, and Shuffle is going to lead lap 1. Twin Triple V6 being hunkered down by Arisnetta and the American car, driven by Crucian, otherwise known as Dale Ross. He's going to get loose though. Arisnetta goes by. Meanwhile, for the lead, here it is. A move potentially. Shuffles gets a little loose on that exit. Here is Twin Triple V6 side by side down the front straightaway, and Twin will get back to the lead. And back to the lead is Twin Triple V6. Shuffle is being tailed closely by Arisnetta. Mistakes are crucial not to make here. But there's Twin off the track. A reminder that you get 25 cuts. That will be a 10-second time penalty. You don't want to get one of those. Here's a great exit here from Shuffle on Twin Triple V6, right on the rear section of the car into turn number 1. Shuffle clears down the inside and overtakes. Here's Arisnetta. Arisnetta overtaking Twin Triple V6 for the lead. It's side by side. Now into the hairpin they go. Arisnetta trying to make a dive bomb for the lead on Shuffle. It's not going to work, but she secured second place for the time being. Now into turn number 1, out of it, and Shuffles is around! That's a spin for Shuffle. An opportunity opens up for a Crucian potentially to carry more speed and get by Shuffle in the next couple turns. And I've been watching him earlier, and it seems like Shuffle has been just a little bit all over the place on the track. And that, I didn't want to see it, but I felt it was going to happen, and there it was. So Shuffle hit the wall, and you're going to have to deal with that mistake. Meanwhile, for the lead, Twin Triple V sits right on Arisnetta's inside here. But Arisnetta will clear them, stays ahead by a couple car lengths by the end of the lap. Now to turn 1, Arisnetta loose, she slides. And that's a controller moment or something. She tends to do this, I don't know why. It doesn't really work well for her most of the time. She's very lucky that Twin collected the tire barrier just slightly there. So she'll still stay ahead of Twin. But only by so much. Back to turn 1 and through it. We'll be looking at the cuts. It looks like we've been rather consistent. Drivers are trying their best not to cut too far. Though I will say, I'm noticing that you guys are starting to take 2 tires off the track. On the entrances of turns, and I don't want to see that. That means you twins. That especially means you twin. So if you guys do that from this point on, I will penalize you if you do it very deliberately. So just don't be cheeky. Anyways, there's Netta getting loose, and Twin will be side by side for the lead with her. Twin, that's your first warning not to go off the track. I specifically said not on entrances. I know that's a weird penalty, but again, I can tell when you guys are doing that deliberately, so don't do that. cars are now staying on track, I believe. Seems like Eris made a bit of a mistake there, and potentially is opening up the opportunity for Shuffle to take second away. But so far, this field has spread out, but not for long. Garrisonetta hits the wall off the first turn. Past the first turn, and Eris will stay ahead of Shuffle. Twin Turbo V6 meanwhile is leading us off by a 4.5 second margin. Currently not a lot to report at this moment. The field has spread out. So just enjoy the sound of the Formula Micros in the meanwhile. We are approaching the halfway point of this race in just a little bit. Twins leading us off, and I hear a car getting loose. That is Beige. I think a Crucian fell a little bit loose there in the final turn. I could be wrong. Doesn't seem like it. As here's Twin Turbo V6. It looks like it might be coming up to lap traffic in the next couple laps. Of course, on a short track like this, that is kind of an expected factor. The laps in, I think it's about 30 seconds range. There's no, this is your warning to be a little bit chill about the cuts. Oh, you're fine on cuts, but on standing entrances is a little cheeky there. Just a request. And it looks like Beige might be pulling off to retire. And they are. So we have 4 cars on track still. That's between Arisnetta, Shuffle, Twin, and a Crucian. So top 4 still on track. I believe this race is kind of a preliminary filler towards the season finale. Of course, that's coming up next week. That is AIC. That'll be a bit of the season finale just for everything in general. Will be nice. As this time by, as soon as Twin comes across the line, we will be halfway through the race. And the halfway point has been reached. Now coming into the S's here for Twin. He's got about 3.5 seconds between him and Eris. I'd say that's a pretty developed, pretty comfortable gap. Actually, Arizona here has been closing in that gap these last couple laps. Just been knocking things out here. Still pretty much out of reach though. I think Twin could probably spin, he'd still be comfortable. We look at the boards, and nobody's really within a range of penalty. Yeah, Arizona these last couple laps has been closing in little by little here. That last lap was not valid. As Twin spins around, what the hell? Well, I guess my previous statement is not, well, that isn't exactly a good area to spin out. That's right there in the fastest section of the racetrack. Twin has spun around, fallen to second. Potentially, this might allow an opportunity for Shuffle to pick up a spot here. Still pretty far behind. But Twin's got it collected. He's still in second place. Arisnetta, I don't think she's had an actual win in a good little while, so it'll be very interesting to see her at the front of the race by the end. Meanwhile, Del Ross in the Freedom Racing Machine, he's just been going on a bit of a cruise of his own. Of course, it's going to be a pretty nice points result race for him towards the end of the season. Nothing else so much to report though. How's Twin look this lap? Twin has been closing in on Arisnetta. We were 25 laps in here. As Aris crosses the line, let's see what the gap looks like between the two. Ever so slightly faster. So I did some calculations, and this race should last roughly 18 to 20 minutes as long as there's no cautions. Would be one of the longer races on the schedule for the Formula Micros. As Arisnetta gets loose off of turn number 1. Great save though to keep it all together. Gap is starting to close in a little bit here between Twin and Arisnetta. This time by, we will see 10 laps to go. Might be up for a close finish if things go the way that they're going. Now, Twin wasn't there for Saturday's Broad Squad race, but if he does win this race, that would be basically every race of the weekend, other than the race he didn't show up to, so he would have won every race he was in. Actually, I stand actually, I was gonna say I stand corrected because of the Stock I-4 race. That one, of course, wasn't recorded, but I actually, yeah, he won that one, so he's en route to potentially get all of them. We'll see though. So here's Arisnetta here, a little bit loose. We're gonna check the cuts. It doesn't look like anyone's really in too much danger as of now. Talkery seem to be in their own little group, and Crucian is, of course, on a cruise. In a couple laps here, we're going to be 5 laps to go. Arishneta gets loose, but she's going to keep on going. That was a bit of a sketchy move, but keeps the momentum. They will stay ahead, although mistakes like that are going to be to the benefit of Twin Turbo V6. Let's see how the time board looks at the end. He's cut down the gap to about a second and a half. Shuffle is also not that far behind. So will Eris get her first win, I think, since SNGP? I believe that's... Yeah, I think that was the last one, was SNGP. Or will Twin come along and get the weekend done? And I wouldn't count Shuffle out of that picture. We're 5 laps to go here. So, not a whole lot left in this race. I think it is possible, though. I mean, Twin has fallen a bit back this last lap or two. Now to the final turn. And back onto the front street. And Eris crosses the line. She is actually starting to extend her gap. So oh, she's loose! Okay. Well, that was a little bit weird there. But Arishneta keeps the momentum. She's still off at the lead. That's not going to exactly help her cause, but still in front of Twin. And she has about 3 seconds here, but she smacked the wall again. So again, it looks like everyone is making these little mistakes. That could definitely help the Shuffle. Except for the fact that Shuffle spun out off screen, and actually Del Ross has 3rd place. Here's Arishneta coming to the line. 3 laps to go. 2 laps to go. And so far, I wouldn't say it's quite set in stone, but it's just about like it. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd raging on. Looks like it is worth it for Del Ross to stay. Shuffles is just getting loose all over the track. Meanwhile, white flag in the air for Arishneta coming into turn number 1. Does she have what it takes to win the race? Only a couple more turns here on the track. The hard part is over, I'd say, as she comes to the final turn. Out the final turn, Arishneta coming to the front stretch. Will she come across the line first? I believe so. Arishneta will win at Wallerfield. Twin Triple V6 will come up in 2nd place. And it's a battle for 3rd raging on. I think it is looking like Mr. Freedom, it's America, Del Ross comes across the line in 3rd, followed right behind by Shuffle. And it looks like this was a bit of a rough race for him, but meanwhile for Arishneta, nothing except victory. So, Eris, when you are ready, you could head to the front stretch. If you want to do donuts, you can. I think you have the permissions to set grab yourself. So let's head to the front stretch. I'm going to drive too. And it looks like Mid's car being here this weekend has blessed Eris. Arizona doing reverse donuts. I think that's a first. And does her car does a jump. And here's Arizona. She's just gone out of school this week. So I can't say what's better to have than a win in celebration. Alright, Arizona wins at Wallerfield. I'll be at the start finish line. Kissing to Miata. Okay. Arizona, can you speak?
Probably.
Alright. So I gotta say that's a pretty solid victory. Again, you just got out of school, so
Yeah.
I guess there's a couple of victories you've had this week.
Oh, fuck, I'm still sped. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't this week, last week? I think it was last week. But still, really wacky stuff. Zany, even. No, fuck. No. Yeah. Like, I don't really know what to say. Because, like, I wasn't really coming here expecting to win. The small field kind of bumped me out. I really don't know. I could have had a speech prepared or whatever, but I don't. All I really just want to say is that everyone did good. That last turn needs to go to get checked. I think it has some mental issues. Okay. Sorry about that. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. And oh yeah, then I'm looking forward to the next race at AIC. Yay!
Yes, because that is true. Next weekend will be a cheer track for the season
Yeah,
finale. You want
it's
to
gonna
talk about that
be.
any?
I mean, I'm just trying to get a couple of cool stuff prepared for it. Stuff that would be cool and awesome, I think. Like, I just want to make it look cool. Because it's never hosted a season finale before, so I kind of need to make it more up to par.
Alright, that sounds pretty cool. See a new season finale on the schedule.
Yeah.
I think it might be the
What?
most fitting.
Oh yeah, I wasn't here for the finale last year, was I?
It was.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I was in Europe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and in 2021, I can't remember.
Well, thank you for coming out, and looks like a strong performance today. We'll see what comes around next weekend. Let me get a photo actually. 5,
Oh.
4, 3, 2. I'm facing other way.
There?
Yeah. Oh, Dale's photobombing. Okay. Okay. Well, I've noticed that Dale Ross has been doing oval laps. I'd like to talk about that once we get to you. Thank you there, Arizona. Next up.
Did you make an oval? Oh my god, I just noticed what you can do.
Only one other racer, and that is Dale Ross. Dale Ross has been doing oval laps. How are you doing? That looked like a pretty casual race. And it looks like the end worked out for you pretty well, too.
Brother, I just had a little bowl of Reese Pieces. I'm just eating those the whole time. I was really paying attention to what I was doing the entire time. Then I gotta be real honest with you. At one point, I felt like 20 seconds back. So then, are you watching me right now?
Yeah, I am.
All right. So what I did was, I thought the cones was colliding, so I cut through here and went right here, and I cut like 1 second off, and I was like, really? I just wasted all that time for 1 second, but it was a race of all time. When Shuffle spun out, I was like, wow, he's going to pass me in 2 seconds, and he got within a second of me, and I don't know, that was a very, I didn't really know what was happening the whole time because I was more focused on eating, but it was a race.
Oh. I was more focused on sweating. Because
That's
holy
probably
hell
why I
is it
got
30
third.
degrees. Maybe. Oh yeah. That twin spin was poetic.
Beautiful.
I mean, I don't I don't wish bad on anyone, but that spin was really poetic. At least the one I could see.
Yeah, Shuffle spin was like downright depressing.
Really was.
I wasn't able to see it. I mean,
But
mine
all I
was
saw was him
lucky.
smack the wall. I just drove past him.
Mine was strange. I don't think Robo caught it.
I might have. But it looks like there's a lot of learning experiences from this track this weekend.
We can make an
Yeah.
oval out of this.
Shut up.
I might drive it just for fun after this is done. Which
But,
speaking of
like-
which,
Nico, I will murder you. Nico, I will murder you. Get out of my car right now.
I don't think he want. Nico, what do you think about us Americans turning this into an oval track?
I will crucify all of you.
I mean, let's be
Boy, I will
real here.
shoot you before you.
Watch, boy. But they ain't gonna stop me.
Nico,
Well,
give me.
A 30-06 bullet will quickly stop you, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie,
Nico,
that
give me
wouldn't
on.
make a bad oval. I hate to say it.
except the problem is it would be a bad oval.
It would. But it wouldn't be that bad, if you get me.
Well, why would you want something that's not that bad on the schedule? All right, we're doing We're doing the Mitskar oval here.
You're just fucking around. Alright.
Oh yeah,
Well-
by the way, Eris, I will pay you like 2 Robux to run Mitskar at Motor Mile next season.
Maybe.
Anyways,
2 Robux,
I mean,
take it or leave it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
fill this. One second, let me fill this one up. So thank you guys for watching this race. There is only one more week on the schedule. Don't make sure you guys don't miss it. Okay, it's gonna be really good. It'll be at AIC. We are gonna be going all out, so it'll be very fun. All classes are gonna race that weekend. It'll be the final race this year of GTI. That has not had any race since SNGP, and it'll be the first Rossbaum race on a road course since then. So everything's gonna get wrapped up next week. Hope to see you guys there. And in the meanwhile, it'll be chill. It'll be chill.